Hello and welcome to the Awakened Feminine podcast. I'm your host, Kaki Lee, and my mission is to share the love and wisdom of inspiring women from around the world who have gone through adversity and turned their pain into purpose. Today, I'm excited to share the love and wisdom of a dear friend of mine. She's a pastry chef and she's the founder of T.sweetmap. Her name is Tracy Wong, and she's joining me all the way from Milton Keynes in England. Welcome, Tracy.
Hi, Kaki. How are you?
I'm
Thank you for
good.
inviting me to your podcast. I'm really excited and yeah, looking forward to share more about my experience with everyone. So hopefully get to inspire other people.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'm really excited for our conversation today. Before we
Mhm.
dive into your journey, I always like to ask my guests, what is their what is your definition of an awakened feminine?
To me, I think every individual person is different. But for me, as a woman, as a lady, I'm always thinking we really need to believe ourselves. So rather than maybe in the past or lots of people thinking women have to be stay home, they have to be listen to other gentlemen, or they just have no right to do what they want. But it's 2021 now. I mean, everyone have the right to do what they want. And
Yeah.
for me, I really believe that women, they can just do what they like and then follow their heart. And yeah, that's the main thing, to be positive and value themselves and believe what they can do.
Yeah, I love that definition. Thank you. I really do believe that, women, we can do anything if we want to, and there's no one that can stop us when we want to do something.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Tracy, let's dive into your journey. I've actually known you for over 10 years, and I haven't
That's
said
it.
I haven't said this to you before, but I'm so proud of you because I've known you from when you were a young girl in your like early 20s, and
That's it.
you've just kind of up and left and went to chase your dreams in a foreign country, and you went to even a foreign country where you didn't even speak the language. So it really
Mm.
takes a lot of guts and a lot of courage, and you really have inspired me. And I thought at that time when you left, I was like, wow, Tracy is so brave. So I'm really excited for you to share your journey with us. So I
Mhm.
know you were a counselor in the mental health space when you were in Perth. You used to live in Perth with me. That's why I know
I
you.
know, it's still
And
like a
you
long
moved to
time
England
ago.
now. So,
Yeah.
going from a counselor to a pastry chef is a very big change. So
Yeah.
I know you've actually also been like a contestant on the Bake Off Professionals
Yeah.
in
Mhm.
England. So you've been on TV and last year. So, you've done all
That's
these
it.
different things from, being a counselor before. So can you share your journey with how you started? Like, what led you down that path?
So it's quite a long journey. It's a bit of like everywhere as well. So when I live in Perth, I was studying my uni and I doing like psychology. I love helping people. That's why after I graduate, I'm working as a counselor to help people they need like special help. Um, so that's how I start from the beginnings. And on my like free time, I love to bake. So at that time, I think MasterChef Australia, it just like pop up like the first year, that is like more 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I really enjoy watching it, and especially because when I work as a counselor, I'm quite stressful sometimes. So how I take the stress out is I'm baking at home. So I really concentrate on reading the recipe and mixing the flour, sugars, and then pop them in the oven. That's how sort of like meditations for me. So when you have nothing from the beginning and then you pop them in the oven, and when you see something really successful, that's how bring me joy. And then it's really good that when I share the sweet with my friends, like you guys, and you really enjoy it, that's that's really priceless. So that's how I love baking from the beginning. And after that, I've been living in Perth like more than 10 years, and I was thinking, wow, should I do something different? Especially at that time, I met so many like people from Taiwan or from other country. They went to Australia as like working holidays. I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should do something like that, because so many of them have been asking me, oh, Tracy, have you been traveling around in Australia? I say, no, I work here, I live here, I got my job, like 9 to 5, work in the office. I don't go holiday in like within Australia. But I say that would be sounds a bit stupid to do working holiday in Australia when you living there for like over 10 years. And I was thinking, oh, maybe I can go to UK and go to France because they do have working holiday. You can apply a visa for that. So I was thinking, okay, well, why not just do it like while I still young, and if didn't work out, then I can just always come back to Perth. So that's how I changed my career from counselor to pastry chef. Like from the beginning, is I can't really say pastry chef. It's just like a commis, a helper in the kitchen to learn by watching and ask lots of questions, and that's how I changed my career from
Yeah.
A to B. Yeah.
Yeah. So was there something that made you go, I'm gonna do this? Because, yeah, you had the seed planted when you saw all the people that you met,
Mm-hmm.
all the overseas working holiday visas people that you met and you just bring into your home. You've got such a big heart, and I love that about you. You just open your house to people to just stay with you. And you don't know them from a bar or so, but you're just such a loving
Mm-hmm.
person. You're so willing to help people. So yes, you saw them, but there must have been something that triggered you to go, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. Like, what was that
Yeah.
moment? Yeah.
I think that I have to give a big credit to my friends. Her name is Alison.
Hmm.
So basically, she's my high school friend. I know her since I was 12. So she is really brave, like 100 times braver than me. And similar stories. She went to Australia for working holiday. She come to stay with me, and I was thinking, wow, she's doesn't know much English at that time, but she just do it. Like I mean, like things that I learn from others is the best things to learn from other people as well. That you're not going to think too much. If you want it, you do it, either
Yeah.
good or bad, and then you can learn from the mistake. It's not if that didn't turn out well, then at least you tried it. So at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you can really proud to tell people, I tried it. Have you tried it before? No. Then I got something more than you.
Yeah.
So that's how um, got me to think, how can she's so brave, and then even though she doesn't know much about English, she doesn't know the places, but she just get a backpack and then come to a foreign country, and we're thinking, oh, maybe I can do something like this, and
Yeah.
I can try to do something like just outside my comfort zone, um, to see what I can do when I'm on my own, and what I can learn from other people as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really big credit to my best friend.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've met
Yeah,
Alison. She's pretty amazing.
she's very
She's,
unique.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just so awesome when I think, for me, doing this podcast is like, sharing stories of women who've done something, amazing, and sharing their stories so other women can do the same amazing things, or, be inspired to do it. And that's kind of like your story with Alison. You saw her and you're like,
Mm.
wow, why can't I do that? And you went, oh, I'm going to do it. And just
That's
kind
it.
of follow in
Yeah.
the footsteps, in that way. So I
Mm.
just love that, when you do something and you give permission for other people to do something similar. So yeah, so
That's
it's
it. I
really,
think maybe yeah, I think people this day they always don't feel secure to do things that they never tried before.
mm,
So I think your podcast is really good that like you can share other people's story. Maybe something similar to my story. Maybe another 10 people, 20 people got this in their mind, but they have no idea how to do it, or maybe they never think that it's possible. So if people listen to podcast like this, maybe they say, oh wow, if someone can do it, maybe I can do it as well.
yeah,
So either good or bad at the end, you will be the person to find out. And then there's someone can't give it to you. Like, even though I share with you, but I can't give it to you. You have to step out and then try it. And then you will know it is good for you.
Yeah, no regrets, right? Because a lot
That's
of people think, oh, what if, and then they get to the deathbed, that a lot of people say when they get to the deathbed is, what is something you wish you'd done? And
I
it's
wish
like,
I did that before, and I wish I did,
Yeah. So, yeah, I love that. I want to ask you, you went to the UK and you went to Paris, you went to France as well to do your pastry chef training. How was that for you? Not speaking French, I know. So how did you get through the language barrier, and how did you really, I think how long were you in France for? I can't quite remember.
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Almost a year, yeah.
Yes.
So that is, I mean, that's beside the bake of competition. I think this is another things that I done the most challenging in my life, because when I work in the UK, I work in a hotel with like so many Europeans or people from other countries, and I did have a lot of like chef, they are from France, and then I said, oh, do you think I can go to Paris and work? And they said, yeah, you will be fine. And then I said, oh, you sure? But I can only say bonjour, say it. And they said, oh yeah, if you're in Paris, we'll be fine. So literally I'm so confident that, okay, I didn't even learn a single word, or I didn't go for like beginning class, literally nothing. So I applied my France working holiday visa. That was the first step really hit into my face when I went to the embassies in the UK to get the form to apply my working holiday visa. So I went there and I looked for the form, which is in English, and then I couldn't find it. Everything is in French. And then I asked the staff, I was like, oh, excuse me, can I get the English like form for apply working holiday? And then that French lady speak English, and then she would say like, if you're planning to go to France, well, you have to read French. They have no form in English. And then it's really like hit to me, like right into my heart. I said, oh, that's it. Like, if you go to a country, you have to like follow the rules, the language. And then at that point I was thinking, oh my God. And then even though that simple form, like name, your like address and everything, that I have no idea in French. So I have to Google Translate word by word to fill in the form. And then that was the really big hit. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, that is the challenge, where the challenge starts. And then I applied it, and just fast forward. I went there, and another challenge starting again. You went to new places, you're looking for places to stay, you're looking for open a bank account, and which is no one can speak English. So they can say like yes, no, and even though like one sentence I speak like maybe 1,000 times every day is in French, to ask, excuse me, do you speak English? Please, in French, but 1,000 times. Even though I think like when I having a dream, I will speak this sentence, and then they will reply me, oui, un peu, like yes, a little bit in French when I ask them if you speak English. So that was really, really a challenge. And it just seemed like go to the circle. But now when I look back, I just need to share with people, like, you need to be really strong in your mind. If you're passionate with something, like, you just have to be strong about it. Otherwise you can just break down like really easily, to just give up. And then, to be honest, I have give up like so many times. Like sometimes like really cold at night, I was like crying, why did I do this to myself? Why I'm here on my own? I don't know the language, I don't know anyone. And it's just like kind of like going in the loop. Like, I can't apply the bank account because I can't make appointment. And then they were just saying, oh, you come back like 3 weeks later, maybe someone can speak English to make the appointment.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like going in a circle. And then when I tried to looking for pastry chef job, and then most of them, like all of them, is speak French.
Yeah.
But I didn't give up. I just kept going, and then print out my resume to go to every single shop, restaurant. But it's really funny over there, like when you're thinking like dessert and sweet is like Paris is the best place to have.
Yeah.
But it's really funny, like most of the places, hang on, sorry, I think. Yeah. The funny thing is most of the shop, they will have like intern or stagiaire, what they call like how do you say stagiaire? So for example, because they have so many pastry school, so all the students can go for internship. So they get free internship student to work for them. So basically maybe 8 out of 10 they hardly pay a staff to be a full-time worker. So maybe the owner for the small pastry shop, maybe only the owner, or maybe they only need to employ 1 or 2 full-time employee, and then that's it. And then the rest of the people will be free laborers from school. Wow. Because they have to come and learn, and then to do the stagiaire for 3 months, 6 months, and then when this one finished, next one coming. So even though for something like this, you need to queue up. Yeah. And I went for so many interviews, and then they will say, yeah, you're good enough to be a stagiaire, but not like as a paid job. But I mean, but I can't, even though I'm not thinking about money, and I can't take the internship job because I'm not a student. Yeah. They really need like paperwork and everything, even though if you offer them, oh, I can work for free. Oh no, you're not allowed because you're not student. So it's kind of like for the first few months, it's just like going around back to circle again, and that's quite challenging.
Yeah. So in the end, how did you apply to go to a school to then become a apprentice kind of thing, or?
Yeah, I was quite lucky after so many trial fail, and then I tried again. And even though it's really funny, a couple of the interview, I actually have my smartphone with me with Google Translate. And then one is in a small town in France. I can't even remember where is it. I have to take a train there for like an hour, and then they accept my application, and then give me a trial for a night for free, of course, to see if I can work with them. And then the chef is Japanese, but he can speak Japanese and French. And because his wife is French, and then but the wife can speak a bit English. And then even though she was saying, are you sure you want to give her a try? Like, you are the person to communication with her in the kitchen. Yeah. So also it's very different. Like in France, some of the restaurants are really small, so the kitchen is tiny. But then you have to be really organized and the communication really well with the chef. But not just like one person. It's maybe about 10 people working in a tiny kitchen. Yeah. And then everyone speaks French. And then at that time, I can't even remember how to say the numbers. That's how bad I was. So the chef would say, yeah, give her a try. And then during the interview, I was using Google Translate and some like Chinese word, because like Japanese know some Chinese character. Yeah. So the interviews passed, and then say, oh, can you do like one dinner service? I said, yeah. I was really excited. Went to the kitchen, it's super, super small. And then everyone speak like French, but then they got a lovely young lady in charge the kitchen session. I mean the pastry session. So she tried her very limited English and my very limited French to sort of like work together, cut the strawberry, do this and that. And then all her colleagues were laughing at her because she speaks English. And then it's just like at that like 3-4 hours, you feel like forever. And then everyone yelling in French, open the oven and blah blah blah. So the whole night was like exhausted. But you learn really quick when you're under pressure. Yeah. So you have to remember, okay, they were asking you to take this to this table, or you have to have like 4 lemon tart or 5 strawberry tart, something like that. You have to remember that really quick. So that was really great experience. But I didn't take that job, even though they say yes, because it's really stressful. You don't think I don't think I can survive for another night. So, but after that, I didn't give up. So I went to another restaurant like 3 or 4 times. It's a better restaurant in France, which is near the Eiffel Tower as well. So it's quite nearby, so more tourist places. So I was thinking, oh, maybe people can speak better English or something like that. So I went there 3 times to hand in my my resume, and then I get a call back from them, which is like excited, but again, I couldn't understand when they called me. And then I just tried to say, oh, can you send me the details to my email? So I know the like details and stuff. So they did, which is like unbelievable. So I went there for interview. It's really funny. The head chef doesn't speak a lot of English. And then they have another stagiaire, the internship student from Indonesia. So she kind of do a bit of translate for us. And yeah, it's just like amazing. And he took me on board. So that was like kind of my first paid job and the only one, because I didn't stay there for long. So just I worked there like 7, 8 months, but it's quite difficult as well, because it's funny when you understand the language, no matter like you work as a chef or you work in an office work or you work in any career. When you working with your colleague, you understand the language. For example, you just say, oh, can you pass me the scissors? Can you get me a pen? You understand, you can do it straight away.
Yeah.
But when you don't understand the language, and then you just kind of like gone blank, and then you just focus to cut your strawberry, you do your tart, but it's kind of like you won't understand anything, and then you just feel useless, to be honest. You're kind of thinking, oh, why the chef asked me to get something from the basement, and I couldn't understand. And I had tried to get, and I gave them the wrong stuff. It's quite difficult, and then you just feel, oh, how can I don't know this? But yeah, you learn from it. And again, you never try, you never know. And so tips for people, if you want to go to a foreign country, make sure you learn the language first. Not like me, it's just like you learn from the hard way.
Yeah. But that's just so inspiring that you just kept going and kept going. And yes, you had your cries, and but you dusted yourself off and kept going the next day. So that's just really really inspiring, and just such a beautiful story that you can tell people's like I kept going, and I finally, after so many months, I finally got a job. And even though you didn't understand, you learned a lot in that time. So did your French get any better by the time you left France?
Yeah, by the time I left France, I improved quite a lot. But after I left the country, like
You gave it back.
That's it. Yeah, you took maybe 6, 7 months to learn the basic, to have a conversation, and then you give it back within a month or 2. So that's how bad. That's why people always say, like, if you want to learn a language, you have to be living in that country. That is really true. So even though I went to so many like meetup group and then learn language exchange to learn it, and then second thing I keep saying in French will be, oh, can I ask how to say this in French? So that's another thing. I keep practicing. So at least I'm still speaking French. But then you learn vocabularies, you learn like simple words, and then have a simple conversation. I can have a like simple conversation, like how's every day and how's your day been. But if the topic is something like outside my knowledge, then I will be like that. But yeah, it's great experience. I didn't regret. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I love that. So I want to ask you, because after you left France, you went back to UK, didn't you?
Yeah, I went back to UK. Yeah.
And I remember, you came back to Perth for a little while, and that's kind of when you started doing, I'm going to start my own business. So, what made you decide that you wanted to start your own business? I know, your business, you're a home pastry chef, so, you run everything from home. Why didn't you decide to, keep working for someone else, or, open your own shop, restaurant or whatever, but you decided to do it all from home?
Yeah, I think that's the time when I left France back to Perth. I think I came back for about 6-7 months, and at that time I just see it as a holiday, and then just like normal baking for you guys to try to
so
make
good.
sure I make sure like I learn something, I can bring them back and then bake for my friends. And at that time I was thinking, oh, I just came back for holiday. And then actually our best friend Gladys, she was the one really encouraged me to do so. So at that time I was thinking, oh yeah, that's fine, I can bake a cake for you, for your sister-in-law, or for your friends. That's fine, no problem, I love to doing that. And they said, no, I'm going to pay you. I said, no, don't do it. And then I say, I really enjoyed it. I said, no, this is the how you start to do your business. You can do it on your own time. So I said, oh, okay, or maybe I can try. So actually the first red pocket is from Gladys. I still remember that. So she gave me, oh, here we go, this is the money for you. Thank you for baking the cake for me. And then I think, oh, maybe I can do it, because at that time I have no idea how long I need to stay in Perth. And then we I think we had a conversation about the name for my business at that
Yes,
time.
I
I said,
remember
oh,
that.
I didn't know like what should I call my business. It's really funny because a lot of like famous chefs, they're just using their name. And then, but I mean, Tracy is my English name, but it's not really my real name. And then, but for my Chinese name, is so many people they can't really pronounce it, or for foreign people they were thinking a bit funny. So we've been like thinking about asking your opinion as well. Oh, what do you think? Which name is best for my business? So that's still like a lot long ago, but and then I said, oh, okay, that's why I try to think about this to open my own business. And then the second thing I decided not to work for someone is when I moved to the UK. I'm not living in London. So basically a lot of night restaurant or hotel, they're all based in London, which I can't like travel to London for work. When you work in hospitality, the salary is really, really low. So and then you have to work like such a long hour as well. So I really enjoyed it when I first came to the UK. I learned a lot from the chef, but I still learn every day. But it's very different story when you starting your not really starting my I mean like after you married, you have your family, not having kids yet, but like you having your lifestyle. I don't want to be working like 20 hours in a hotel or restaurant for a business, which I enjoyed it, but I don't love it. Didn't get me wrong, I love working with the big team. It's really good. Every time when I step in the hotel, I'm full of energy, I'm pumping, I just like make sure get all the job done. You get excited when you finish service and you survive, and then you feel good about it. And then you have a beer with your colleague. Oh yes, great service, and that is great. I love that part. But when you're starting a new life, that you want to balance in your life as well. You want to make sure you have your quality life, but you also enjoy what you do. And I went for a few different interviews as well, of course, but a lot of them you have to travel in by car for maybe half an hour or something like that, which I don't mind, but I don't want to be exhausted at night and then driving home and then start again. It seemed like similar to when I work as a working holiday. So I want something different. And then okay, maybe I'll try to like open my business and run it at home to start with. First is you don't take too much risk to renting a shop, and then so many money you have to spend before people get to know you. Yeah. So that's how I start to home base.
Yeah. I love that. And I love that you are so clear about what you want, because so many
Mm,
people, they get into the new career and they're like, oh, I need to make it. I need to work for someone else. I need to do all these long hours, da, 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 da,
mm,
da, right? Just so that I can make a name for myself. That's a lot of the times that's the thinking when people want to build their career. And I love that you went, you know what? I've done that part. I don't like it. This is my vision of how I want my life to look like. And you just went, yeah, I'm
mm.
going to do that. And you've now built a, very successful home business, baking your beautiful cakes. I really miss your cakes. I actually were a fan. So it's really amazing that you went, this is my vision for how I want my business to look like, or how my career looks like, and you just did it. And you're doing it.
Sort of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we all start from somewhere, and I
Mm,
see you from the beginning, and your business is building up. I mean, then you went on on the TV show, and I see you've been like interviewed by various like media outlets as well. So that's
mm.
great. So you should be very proud of yourself. I'm very proud of you anyway.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Tracy, I want to ask you. You did say that going to France was one of the, hardest things that you've done, but the other thing was also to be on TV. Can you share
Thank
with
you.
us what was it that was so hard, and what did you learn from that experience?
Yeah, that I still thinking that was the dream. So basically, again, I just I love that show. It's called the Bake Off Professional. So it's a baking competition focusing on dessert and sweet um, in the UK. So basically, you can apply if you have experience in this industry. And I've been watching that for 3 4 years. Like since I lived in the UK, I watched like maybe 3 seasons, and I was like, oh wow, how can they do that? Like only 3 hours, they have to make like 50 cakes, and then they have to make a showpiece. And I was thinking like, oh my god, unbelievable. And all of the contestants, they are from either from 5-star hotels, or they are head chef of the restaurant, or head chef of Hilton or Hyatt. Like it's just like you never think like you will be able to get on that show, because all of them is like my head chef compared to when I used to work in London. I will be the smaller potato in the kitchen,
Yeah.
chef, and then you got like chef de partie, sous chef, head chef. So that is the level that all the head chef apply, maybe with the sous chef to go on the show. And I was like, oh wow, that is like it's crazy. So because of the social media is like really popular this day, and then somehow the LinkedIn from the channel 4, which is the program, and just send me a message, oh, would you interested to apply for this competition? And I'll say, oh wow. I say, seriously? And then I just say, oh, I reply them. I say, I'm just a home based chef, I'm not the head chef, because I'm the only chef in my business. And then that's why, well, if you want, you can call me a head chef, but I mean, like, I'm the only person in the whole business. And then the lady was saying, like, oh, yeah, if you think that, like, you are the head chef, that's fine, you can still apply. So now I knew it. It's really difficult and challenge. I think it's because of not many people applying it. So basically, they just email everyone to see if anyone reply. So I guess I'm one of them. I was like, oh, really? Oh, okay. So I never thought about that to start with. Oh, wow. And then they were saying, like, oh, so your like Instagram, your work is amazing. And I was saying, oh, okay. I was like, oh, really? Oh, okay. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll try then. So like what I said before, it's nothing to lose. If you give it a go and try, you may be in, or if not, that's fine. I'm not lose anything, isn't it? So I would just like click and then check the application. But that's another thing that I need to get a teammate to go with me. That's another challenging things, because I work on my own by myself, like since day one. So it's difficult to get someone to go on the show with you, that you need to know that person. So I found Moose, who's the guy I used to work in the same hotel but different team.
Yeah.
So he's a French guy, have like African background, and he born in France and then moved to UK. Like he loved baking. He's really cool, man. When I asked him, "Oh, do you want to do this together?" Well, yo, yeah, why not? Let's do it. So like he's really cool and really chill compared to me. I'm like really focused and then make sure I get everything done. So it's kind of quite balancing. When I'm too stressful, then he will say, "Hey, Tracy, take it easy, cool, man." So it's kind of really balancing well. And then he said, yes. I was like, oh, okay, let's fill in the application. So we send it through, and then he working in the hotel, I working for my own business. And then few weeks later, we got the email back from them. Oh, you went in shortlist. I was like, oh, really? So we was like, it feel like you're winning a lotto. You
Yeah.
never thought about it. And then the next step, they were saying, okay, that's not 100% yet. You went in shortlist maybe 300 team down to 50, and then we will let you know maybe 3-4 weeks later if you can shortlist to the 12th team. So for the competition, if people never watched it before, it's work like that. You got 12 team, and then they divided to 2 hits. So you got 16 for one hit, and then the other 16 for the other hit. So basically you battle, and then every week we'll have one team going home, and then at the end will be 2 teams joined together. And then we were really excited, and then somehow fast forward, and then we went shortlist to one of the 12 team. Then we was like really excited, and then we start nervous at the same time. And then, gosh, because when I applied, I was thinking, oh, that's fine. I just give it a go. I don't think I will get in. And then now the nerve is like coming to me, and then right up to here. Then, oh gosh, we start to thinking, who's other 12, like 11 team? Is this from the 5-star hotel? I have no experience doing like showpiece, which have to be 7 centimeters high, sugar or chocolate work, which I have never done it before.
Yeah.
And in the past, I would be like watching my head chef doing in the hotel. Maybe I just helping to cut the cookies, I helping to make the butterfly for the decoration. That's it. So I've been just like watching and then never hands-on. And then lots of stressful things coming afterward. A week by week, they send you question, the task, what you need to do for every week. So it's really funny because the competition, you have no idea how far you go until you start filming. And then you don't know until that night you are going home or you can go through the next round. But then you know all the 12 questions, like 12 challenge.
Yeah.
Then you have to practice. You have to think about the design. You have to try. And then you have to give them all the recipe, like I'm writing a recipe book. It have to be really, really detailed. So this is like really challenge. We were thinking, oh gosh, from the beginning thinking, oh, nothing, we're not going to lose anything if we can't get in. But actually, we spend so much money. It's great competition. We learn so much, and it's really good to get the feedback from the professional judging, what you are good at, what you need to work on, what you can improve. But it's just like, it's crazy, especially we practice everything at home.
Yeah.
The oven that you got at home, the same oven that I'm practice for competition. And for other team, they're working for the hotel or restaurant. They got big supply from the hotel, sugar, chocolate, all the ingredients. They can just get work to order the best ingredient for them to practice. For me, because I'm represent my business, so will be out from my pocket.
Yeah.
So, and then you just spend lots of money to buy ingredients, trying out recipe. And to be honest, because for the competition, you have to make like big batch. You have to make like 24 per dessert. But when I practice at home, which I can't make that much,
Yeah.
so it kind of doing a small batch, and then okay, we make 3 or 5 strawberry tart. Okay, we need to make 24. Okay, times 6. So that's how we write up the recipe and then give it to the product team to get the ingredients for us to use on the day.
Yeah.
But lots of trial and practice is all based at home, which I still couldn't believe I make it.
Yeah. No, you should be
Yeah,
very proud because you did quite well. You did.
it
So,
was like, oh,
I mean, to go from, being shortlisted from so many applications to being on the
mm,
show and not getting off in the first round, you were able to make it through. So, such a
yeah,
great achievement, even though, you spent a lot of money, but you learned so much. So it's just really
yeah.
cool what you've been doing. I just love watching your journey like on Instagram and, yeah, it's really amazing. So Tracy, I want to ask you, if you could time travel and go back to a younger version of yourself, I mean, now that you've gone through so much, what piece of advice would you like to give yourself?
I think I would probably to tell her to try the earlier stage. I didn't regret now. I make the move and I tried it, but I think will be a lot different if I try at earlier stage. Then I could, I don't know, it never happened. But I mean, I would tell her to just give it a go, like same what I'm doing now, or just tell um, anyone. If you think of something that in your mind, just do it. As long as you're not going to kill someone.
Yeah.
But yeah, just try it. And then you can tell yourself if you like it or not. If you give it a go and then you don't like it, that's fine. Just try something else. But try earlier stage will be good.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. Yeah. And I want to ask you, I know you're very like, just do it. So for people that are feeling quite stuck, don't, or
Mm,
feeling like they're very scared of,
mm,
just taking that step. Maybe they do want to do it, but they're like, oh, but
mm,
there's so much at stake. I've got a career, or I've got a
mm.
family, because you left your family to go to the UK. I mean, you left your family to
Yeah.
come study in Perth as well. So
Mm.
people have all these considerations, and they tend to just go, oh, it's a bit too hard. What advice would you give them to just go, hey, how to just take that first step?
Yeah, I think maybe a good suggestion will be I'm not encourage everyone to left everything behind and then just do. So some people will thinking that, oh, you are so selfish. Like at some time I always thinking maybe a bit selfish as well because I left home. And now I sometimes I regret because I'm really far away from my family. But I mean, I do understand not many people can having such a freedom to do what they want. But if doable or reasonable, you can just do a small step, like small step. Like for example, if you want to do something like that, like if you love to bake, maybe you don't have to be turned that to a career because it's really hard, and you can just do on your own time to start with and see if you like it. Just do a small baby step, not asking you to quit your job, left your family behind, and just focus on what you want. That will be bit too much for people they never try something different. So maybe just kind of like tipping toes, just try a small step and then see if you like it. Then I think at the end, once you try a small step, then your gut feeling will tell you, is this the right for you? If you want to do a bit more, or oh no, maybe not, then you will step back and then focus on what make you feel comfortable. So I think that is just a little tips, like not stepping too much, just a baby step
Yeah.
to try, and then your feeling will let you know if that's right for you.
Yeah. And I totally agree. Baby steps are the best steps, because
That's it.
each baby step can take you to a big leap. You might take you
Mm,
might take a bit longer to get to where you want, but at least you're taking those
that's it.
steps, right? Yeah, love that.
Yeah, I think that is a difficult lesson as well because everyone, most people, they don't have that patience. They say, "Oh, I want to get this done." okay, I'll do the big step. But then you realize, oh, there's so much work to do, and then you give up.
Yeah.
But if you focus on the baby step, okay, maybe I'll try this first. Oh, it's working. I can do one more step. Rather than, okay, I need to create a program and I pay everything, or I don't know much about like program or apps. But if you just maybe do a small courses and then say, oh, I quite enjoyed it, then you do more. Rather than you spend so much money and then know nothing and then get someone to do the program for you. And then at the end you say, oh, I spent too much money and I don't really like it. So that is the big step compared to the baby step.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you for that tip. So Tracy, I want to take a bit of a turn because I'm all about self-love because for me, one of the big lessons that I learned on my journey is to love myself. So as an awakened feminine, what does self-love mean to you?
I think that is a quite difficult topic, and then I still find difficult for myself as well, because when you give me the question about like self-love, and I quite struggle because I don't think I did take that time enough to look after myself, to do something that to look after myself, to be honest, or not other people's, is that is quite difficult to focus as well. And I think that another lesson I need to work on in the future to have a better health for myself and people surrounding me. And but I think it's really important. Either I can do it or not. But sometimes when you are exhausted, I always think it's good to just slow down and then do things that you enjoy. Could be a short walk, or could be just 10 minutes not using any technology. That is difficult. Yeah, it's really a challenge. I mean, this day, you got so many. You got your smartphone, you got your computers, you got the television, you got so many things around you. It's difficult to have a meditation that the time that only for yourself, no one around you, or you can just listen to yourself. Yeah, I think that is quite important. I'm still learning, so it will be really good to get some tips from you as well.
Yeah, self-love is something that isn't a destination, it's always a work in progress, because you might get to that place where you're like, oh, I'm doing a lot of stuff for self-care and loving myself, and then we get so busy and caught up in all the everyday stuff, we end up then forgetting our self-care. And I know I'm guilty of that, especially lately, where I've been pushing myself to do so much and I'm just neglecting my loving myself. So it's like a constant thing that we need to remind ourselves to do. So Tracy, then for you, what are some things that you love to do to make sure you give yourself that self-love? So what are the top 3 things you love to do to just relax and just chill out?
Yeah, I think this day, like I said before, because I'm home based, so which means I can work 24/7. That's how difficult and how flexible can be. If you see in the positive way, it's flexible because I can work anytime. But difficult will be I will be working all the time. So like now during like Easter break, I've got so many work to do, but I try to, because my husband is he has day off as well. So I try, even though I got lots of work, but I try to take some time off, maybe an hour or 2 hours, went for a walk with him. So try to just put my work on the side and then just go for a walk, relax a bit. So when I come back, I can just like boom, 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 start working again. So at least I got a short period of time that I can just relax and not focus too much about work. Yeah, or also always try to do, if I can, just watching a movie at night rather than working till midnight, which I do most of the time. So these two I try to do. That's the best 2 things I try to do now.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can do it more often. And because over here in the UK we're still under lockdown, so not much restaurant or spa or any staycation is difficult to go as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully when things back to slightly normal, I can go on a day trip or overnight holiday. That is something I'm really looking forward. So I can just put my phone away, my smartphone, computers, job list away. And I think that's something I'm looking forward. I think it's a good self-love as well. I can just relax, recharge, and then I can go further.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
So, Tracy, before we wrap up, I'll love you to share what your personal mission is and what's something, what is making you really happy and setting your soul on fire right now in terms of career or
Um,
personal life.
I think one quote that is one things that I have a really famous chef that she shared with me before that keep me going till now. I always share this with like anyone that I know. You can apply this to any situation. So she was saying like you start something with passion, but you keep doing it because you're stubborn. So basically, I always tell people I'm such a stubborn person because you need to be stubborn enough, passionate enough in order to do what you like. For example, if someone they just work the job because of the money, you can't stay long because you don't really enjoy it. But I think it's really important to keep your passionate, like things that you enjoy, do it, and that will keep you go further. So that's my mission. And another thing I'm thinking, like whatever I do, I want to share happiness and joy to people. So that make me happy as well. So
Yeah.
even though in the past I'm work as a counselor, I'm help people. Hopefully I did help people to feel better and give them some joy during my work. But now when I'm become a pastry chef, I'm still baking and cakes that I make every day. I wish I can share happiness and joy to the family and people that eating my cakes. And yeah, bring them smile. That's another. I'll just keep doing that, and I think that's most important, and just keep me happy.
Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah.
Tracy. I've loved our conversation today, and you definitely someone that really spreads joy and love and kindness because you just have such a big heart, not just, in your baking, but because I've known you personally for so long that you just
Mm.
such a beautiful person. And really miss you over here. Wish you were here. And yeah, and your cakes definitely do bring joy. I know
Hopefully,
that.
I'm going to
I've
back
experienced
soon.
it. So, Tracy, thank you so much for sharing your love and wisdom with us today. If people want to find out more about you, and for those who are fortunate enough to be in the Milton Keynes area, where can they find you to order your delicious creations, or where they can find you to just learn more about you?
Yeah, so the best to contact me or see my work will be through Instagram or Facebook. You can search for T.sweetmap. So the name comes from that you know as well because you're part of the person to help me to work this name out. So T is as in Tracy, and then Sweetmap is sweet on the map. So basically, I've been working and living in different countries. That's why I got the name T.sweetmap. So you can find my contact details on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and website will be website will be www.sweetmap.co.uk. So welcome to contact me if you have any question, if you love to bake and then you have no idea how to start, and hopefully my story and journey can give you some inspiration. And if you need any help, just message me.
Yeah, awesome. You'll need to figure out a way of sending stuff back to Perth, I think.
Yeah, hopefully. Or
Yeah,
I will just send myself
airmail.
back and then I can just say, yeah, every day. Yeah,
That would be
hopefully
the
I can
best.
talk
Hopefully
soon.
soon. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Tracy. I'll have
thank
all your
you.
details available in the show notes so people can reach out to you. And thank you so much again for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much for inviting me to your podcast. It's amazing experience and it's really great to see you after so long. And it's great. Yeah, it's great interview. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Mwah.
Thank you.